Under a blood-orange sky, Dr. Ethan Walker's pulse raced as ancient whispers surged around him. With trembling fingers, he brushed against a relic, its surface pulsing with forbidden light and cryptic glyphs, hinting at a long-forgotten prophecy. In that shattered moment, amid the crumbling ruins of an elder temple, hope and dread collided, igniting an unyielding fire within him. Humanity's destiny teetered on the brink of revelation, and Ethan felt the weight of truth press against his soul. Ethan had always been drawn to the mysteries that lay beyond the polished facades of modern megacities, where the glimmer of futuristic technology met the silent echoes of an ancient past. Tonight, on the fringes of a deserted outpost, he stood before a monumental structure, a once majestic temple built by the enigmatic elders, its once proud columns now fractured by time and neglect. The air was thick with the scent of ionized dust and a faint metallic tang, while the hum of distant energy resonated like a heartbeat from the cosmos itself. Every surface of the relic under his fingertips told a story of eras lost to memory. The intricate patterns, etched with precision and mystery, shimmered under the dim light of his portable lamp. It was as if the relic was alive, a sentient record of truths that defied the linear march of time. With each pulse it emitted, Ethan felt an electric surge of both inspiration and foreboding, as though the artifact were reaching out to him, demanding to be understood. In that suspended moment, his mind raced with visions of a future unbound by the constraints of current wisdom, a future where human resilience and ingenuity would rewrite the rules of existence. Yet, the thrill of discovery was tempered by an acute awareness of the skepticism that permeated his world. The established order, with its rigid doctrines and bureaucratic inertia, dismissed such revelations as fanciful myth. But Ethan knew that beneath layers of doubt and denial lay an unstoppable force waiting to be unleashed. As the winds whispered through the ancient ruins and the relic's glow deepened, Ethan realized that his life was irrevocably altered. The prophecies of the elders, long shrouded in myth, were not mere relics of the past. They were the harbingers of a future where humanity's potential would surge forth, unstoppable and undeniable. With a heart filled with both trepidation and fierce resolve, he vowed to unravel the mystery hidden in those arcane symbols, even if it meant challenging everything his society held true. Driven by the relic's silent call, Ethan set forth into lands untouched by modern fervor. His journey led him to a remote world, a barren desert where endless golden dunes undulated under an unforgiving sun, their crests rippling like the surface of an ancient sea. The oppressive heat mingled with the scent of sun-baked stone and distant sage, a reminder of the countless epochs that had washed over this forsaken place. Ethan's rugged transport landed on a plateau fringed with the skeletal remains of what once might have been a grand civilization. Towering stone structures, half swallowed by the desert's relentless advance, rose in solemn rows. Their weathered surfaces bore enigmatic inscriptions, each groove and curve whispering secrets of the elders, an echo of lost wisdom now carried by the winds. As he stepped onto the cracked earth, every footfall stirred dust and memories, and the ground seemed to murmur under his weight, as if welcoming him into a dialogue with the past. Inside one crumbling temple, where shafts of light pierced through collapsed roofs and illuminated floating motes of dust, Ethan traced his fingers over intricately carved symbols. The cool stone contrasted sharply with the day's fierce heat, sending a shiver down his spine. Each carved line, meticulously etched by hands long vanished, pulsed with an otherworldly glow when his portable scanner touched them, a quiet affirmation that these relics were more than mere stone, but keys to a profound mystery. In that stillness, the temple walls whispered in a language of light and shadow, urging him to decipher their meaning. He set up his modest research station amid the ruins. The low hum of his equipment mingled with the natural chorus of the desert, distant mournful winds, the occasional call of a hidden creature, and the soft rhythmic shifting of sand. Late into the artificial twilight of his portable lamplight, Ethan pored over digital transcriptions of the elder inscriptions. His mind raced with possibilities, connecting disparate symbols with known cosmic phenomena, trying to piece together a narrative that could transcend the boundaries of known science. Occasionally, his thoughts were interrupted by hushed conversations with local guides and fellow explorers, people who, like him, felt the pull of these ancient secrets. "I've heard that the elders believed humanity was destined to rise above its chains," a weathered nomad murmured, his eyes reflecting both reverence and caution. Another scholar, more versed in the lore of lost civilizations, added, "These glyphs are not just art. They are a map, a guide to awakening the dormant potential of our kind." The deeper Ethan delved into the crumbling inscriptions, the more palpable the tension between what was and what could be. Each fragment of history unveiled layers of mystery, hints of celestial alignments, mythic events, and an undeniable prophecy that positioned humans as agents of change, unstoppable, even if unseen forces had long sought to suppress that truth. The relic's enigmatic light had drawn him here, but now, amid the timeless whisper of ancient stones, he began to understand that this journey was not solely about discovery. It was about embracing a destiny that defied the narrow confines of current belief, a destiny inscribed in the very fabric of the cosmos. As twilight melted into the deep indigo of night, the desert's temperature plummeted, and the temple took on an even more surreal aspect. Shadows merged with the faint glow of his devices, and the air vibrated with a quiet energy. In that moment, Ethan felt the pulse of the elders resonating within him, a steady rhythm that connected the forgotten past with the unfolding future. Surrounded by the whispered lore of ages, he knew that each symbol he deciphered, each secret he unearthed, brought him one step closer to a truth that would forever alter the fate of humankind. The whispers of the past, carried on the eternal winds of the desert, were no longer just echoes of a bygone era. They had become a clarion call, a promise of renewal, of an unstoppable human spirit waiting to break free from the shackles of disbelief. And as the ancient temple stood silent witness to his relentless pursuit of truth, Ethan felt the stirring of destiny, guiding him deeper into the mysteries that lay hidden beneath the sands of time. General Marcus Donovan was the epitome of unwavering order, a man molded by decades of military rigor and strategic precision. In the heart of a high-security orbital command center, an imposing fortress of steel and luminous holographic displays, he surveyed the vast expanse of space with eyes as cold and calculating as the void beyond. The chamber, bathed in an icy blue glow, hummed with the low, persistent cadence of advanced machinery, every sound a reminder of the Empire's unyielding grip on control. In this sanctum of discipline, rows of data flickered on screens, each report a cog in the vast machinery of interstellar governance. Donovan's gloved hand moved with deliberate precision as he scrolled through intelligence logs and sensor readouts, dismissing what he deemed to be fanciful notions with a mere twitch of his lip. The ancient prophecies of the elders, with their cryptic symbols and nebulous promises of a boundless human spirit, were for him nothing more than dangerous superstition, a threat to the rigid order that had maintained stability across countless star systems. "Report the latest on Walker's activities," he barked, his voice a resonant mix of authority and barely concealed disdain. An officer, his face partially illuminated by the glow of a digital map, responded in a tone that mirrored the sterile efficiency of the room. "General Dr. Ethan Walker has been spotted on the frontier. His team is excavating another site, this one near the Iridian Belt. Preliminary scans confirm anomalous readings consistent with elder inscriptions." A subtle flicker of irritation passed over Donovan's features. In his mind, every deviation from established protocol was a crack in the Empire's foundation. "Ensure no unauthorized transmissions escape his locale," he ordered curtly, his gaze fixed on the ever-changing tapestry of cosmic data. "We cannot allow reckless enthusiasm to spread." To Donovan, the universe was a calculable entity, a series of predictable trajectories and carefully managed systems. The notion that a relic from a lost era could ignite a revolution, sparking a tide of progress that might render his hard-won order obsolete, was intolerable. As he scrutinized the reports, his thoughts churned with the burden of legacy. He had spent his life upholding the values of stability and control, convinced that these were the only means to safeguard a society teetering on the brink of chaos. Yet, here in the command center, he found himself facing an insidious enemy, a belief in the unpredictable, in the revolutionary spark of human potential. Outside the fortified walls of his station, the cosmos was a stage of vibrant chaos. Nebulae roiled with colors that defied human engineering, stars flickered with capricious abandon, and distant planets whispered secrets of ancient wisdom. But inside, every detail was meticulously controlled. Every measure was calculated. The clashing dichotomy between the boundless, untamed universe and the structured, imposed order of his domain only intensified Donovan's inner conflict. His disdain for the prophetic lore was fueled by a deep-seated fear that surrendering to the chaos of possibility might dismantle the very fabric of civilization. In a private moment, as he walked along a corridor lined with statues commemorating past victories, Donovan allowed himself a fleeting thought, a crack in his meticulously maintained facade. He recalled whispers from his youth about legendary figures who had defied overwhelming odds through sheer will and vision. But even that thought was quickly smothered by his ingrained belief that order was the only bulwark against an unpredictable cosmos. Within his office, a confined space cluttered with historical documents and tactical maps, Donovan convened a secret council of his most trusted advisors. Here, the dialogue was terse and laden with urgency. "We face more than just a minor disturbance," he intoned gravely. "Dr. Walker's activities are undermining our control. The Elder's prophecy, if believed, could incite a revolution, a destabilization of our entire system." His advisors nodded, their expressions mirroring the gravitas of his words. Plans were swiftly formulated to tighten surveillance, enforce strict communications protocols, and if necessary suppress any burgeoning dissent. As the council disbanded, Donovan returned to his console, his fingers resuming their dance over the digital interface. With each calculated command he sought to reaffirm his commitment to a universe governed by certainty and order. Yet, as he observed the intricate interplay of cosmic phenomena through his viewport, a swirling ballet of starlight and shadow, an uncomfortable truth gnawed at him. The universe, in its infinite expanse, defied the neat confines of human logic, and somewhere out there, the seeds of a new destiny were being sown. In that quiet, conflicted moment, General Marcus Donovan stood at a crossroads, a man whose belief in order was being challenged by an emerging tide of revolutionary thought. While he vowed to extinguish the spark of disobedience, the relentless pull of the cosmos, and the fervor of an unstoppable human spirit hinted at a future he could neither control nor fully comprehend. And so, as the orbital command center continued its ceaseless vigil over the stars, the seeds of division were sown, a universe divided between the rigid, suffocating grasp of traditional authority and the wild, uncharted potential of a humanity determined to rise beyond its limits. The sprawling interstellar starport glowed under a cascade of neon lights and shimmering holograms, its architecture a stunning fusion of sleek, futuristic design and enigmatic ancient motifs. Gleaming spires and intricate reliefs carved with symbols reminiscent of the long-lost elders lined the vast atrium, creating an atmosphere where modernity met the mystique of antiquity. Tonight, the space was transformed into a grand forum, a melting pot of dignitaries, renowned scientists, skeptical politicians, and curious citizens, all gathered to witness what many believed to be a mere myth reborn. At the center of this luminous stage stood Dr. Ethan Walker, his presence both commanding and vulnerable beneath the weight of destiny. Behind him, colossal holographic displays sprang to life, projecting vivid images of the pulsating relic, its surface etched with cryptic glyphs that seemed to shimmer with life. The ambient light danced across the panels, casting ethereal patterns onto the faces of those watching, igniting a spark of wonder in even the most disbelieving eyes. "Today," Ethan began, his voice resonating clearly through the vast chamber. "I present evidence that our destiny is not defined by our past failures, but by our unyielding capacity to evolve." His words, imbued with a passion forged in solitary discovery, carried over the hushed crowd. As he gestured toward the images, the relic's intricate details were magnified, a swirling cosmos of ancient knowledge and promise. Every projection was a silent testament to the prophecy that had haunted his dreams, a beacon for a future where humanity could shatter the limits of its perceived frailty. A ripple of murmurs spread through the audience as eyes flickered between the luminous relic and Ethan's determined gaze. In a shadowed corner of the hall, General Marcus Donovan's steely eyes locked onto the speaker. His posture was rigid, his expression inscrutable, a stark embodiment of order and control amid an unfolding tide of revolutionary ideas. With a measured breath, he activated a secure channel, his voice slicing through the ambient hum. "Dr. Walker, your theories border on fantasy. You dare to challenge the principles that have sustained our civilization." Ethan's response was both calm and resolute. "General Donovan, progress demands that we question the old guard. The Elder's prophecy is not an idle myth. It is a call to embrace our innate power, to cast aside the shackles of outdated dogma and reach for the stars." The dialogue reverberated through the auditorium, a clash of ideologies that sent a shiver down the spines of those present. The atmosphere grew electric as supporters erupted in applause, their cheers intertwining with murmurs of dissent from conservative factions. The starport, with its panoramic windows revealing the vast cosmos beyond, became a crucible where belief and skepticism collided. Amid the heated exchanges, holographic images of recent cosmic anomalies, flashes of light in distant nebulae, inexplicable gravitational ripples, began to underscore Ethan's words. These phenomena, subtle yet undeniable, hinted that the long-forgotten prophecies were beginning to manifest in real time. As the debate intensified, Ethan's voice rose above the clamor. "Our destiny, our potential, is not a relic of the past but a promise for the future. Denying that truth only chains us to mediocrity." His declaration, echoing off the starport's ancient walls, ignited a fervor that rippled through the crowd, uniting disparate voices into a singular call for transformation. In that charged moment, under the watchful gaze of a universe both orderly and wild, the starport became a battlefield of ideas, a place where the weight of history met the possibility of a boundless future. The confrontation was not merely a clash of words, it was the ignition of a revolution, a turning point that would reshape humanity's path forever. The universe, it seemed, had decided to reveal its hidden truths. In the silent void, cosmic anomalies burst forth, like a symphony of celestial rebellion. Gravitational waves rippled across the fabric of space, while incandescent auroras arced in vibrant cascades through dark nebulae. Stars pulsed in rhythmic harmony with ancient energies, their light echoing the cryptic patterns of the relics Ethan had uncovered. The cosmos itself was unspooling a message, one that left no room for doubt. Across scattered starships and remote research outposts, sensors and holographic displays erupted in a frenzy of data. Dr. Ethan Walker stared in awe, as streams of information confirmed what his heart had long suspected. The relic's once dormant glow now resonated with these cosmic upheavals, as if the artifact were syncing with the very pulse of the universe. Each burst of light and every tremor in space was a resounding affirmation of the Elder's prophecy, a clarion call that humanity's boundless potential was no myth, but an inevitable destiny. On countless worlds, people gathered under skies transformed by this dazzling spectacle. In bustling spaceports and quiet observatories alike, voices rose in unison, part wonder, part fear, as the familiar fabric of reality seemed to tremble. In these moments, the long-suppressed belief in human invincibility surged forth, shaking the foundations of an established order that had long dismissed such possibilities as mere superstition. Inside his stark, blue-lit orbital command center, General Marcus Donovan watched the unfolding chaos with a mixture of disbelief and mounting anxiety. His meticulously crafted strategies, anchored in predictability and rigid control, were now rendered obsolete by events that defied all conventional logic. This is not the ramblings of fringe theorists, he thought grimly, but an undeniable challenge to the order we've fought so hard to maintain. His voice, usually firm and unyielding, betrayed a hint of uncertainty as he issued orders to tighten surveillance and brace for impact. Meanwhile, Ethan's heart swelled with both exhilaration and a poignant sorrow. Alone in a dimly lit observatory, he recorded in his private log, "The universe is speaking to us in bursts of light and waves of energy. Each shimmering arc and pulsating star is a testament to the Elder's ancient promise. We are on the brink of a new era, one where human potential erupts like a supernova, unstoppable and radiant." His words, infused with the passion of a man destined to change the course of history, reverberated in the silence of his sanctuary. Amidst the chaos, heated debates erupted across the galaxy. At scientific symposiums and secretive gatherings, radical ideas clashed with dogmatic adherence to old paradigms. Visionaries argued that these celestial events signified the awakening of a latent power within humanity, a power that could shatter the bonds of disbelief and catapult civilization into a future unbound by conventional limits. Traditionalists, clinging to a world of order and certainty, protested vehemently, their voices fading against the overwhelming display of nature's raw, unbridled force. In a stirring moment beneath a colossal exploding nebula, a riot of colors that painted the darkness with promises of renewal, Ethan and a small band of impassioned researchers convened in a remote observatory. Their eyes, reflecting the dazzling chaos of the cosmos, burned with quiet determination. "The illusions that have long chained us are breaking apart," Ethan murmured, his voice merging with the celestial hum. "Now is our moment to embrace a destiny that defies all expectation, a future where our spirit is as infinite as the stars." And so, as the universe continued its breathtaking, turbulent dance, the ancient prophecies were no longer whispered legends but an undeniable reality. The shattering of old illusions heralded the birth of a new epoch, one in which humanity, awakened by cosmic truth, stood poised to step boldly into its unstoppable future. The galaxy teetered on the edge of a new dawn, but for now, it was bathed in the harsh light of conflict. Rebel factions, galvanized by Ethan's revelations, had coalesced into a determined force. Amid sprawling space stations and ancient battlegrounds reclaimed by the elements, the decisive confrontation was underway. On a vast orbital platform carved out of a repurposed asteroid, Ethan led his coalition, an eclectic band of scientists, explorers and insurgents, toward a sacred elder site. The approach was fraught with danger. Streams of ionized plasma lit up the void, while enemy drones streaked across the heavens like dark arrows aimed at quelling the uprising. The site, a colossal structure of weathered stone and alien artistry, loomed ahead. Its towering arches and intricate carvings, once dormant, now pulsed with an ethereal glow that echoed the relic's ancient promise. Inside the cavernous ruins, every surface told stories of lost wisdom. The air was charged with palpable energy, a mix of cool mineral aromas and the lingering scent of ozone from recent skirmishes. As Ethan's team advanced through corridors lined with luminescent symbols, the walls seemed to hum with the voices of long-departed elders, their whispered legends merging with the present battle cries. At the heart of the site, amid shattered columns and crumbling murals, General Marcus Donovan awaited. Clad in armor that bore the scars of previous campaigns, he stood as the personification of order, a stern figure whose eyes betrayed a hint of desperation beneath his steely resolve. The chamber, dimly lit by the flickering remnants of ancient energy conduits, became the arena for a final confrontation that would decide the fate of two conflicting destinies. Ethan stepped forward, his voice resonant and unyielding. "Your grip on the past has blinded you, Donovan. Today we embrace a future where our potential is limitless." His words, filled with both hope and defiance, cut through the tense silence. Around them, the coalition's fighters readied themselves, their weapons a juxtaposition of advanced technology and repurposed relics that glowed with mystic energy. Donovan's reply was measured, yet fierce. "Order is the foundation of civilization, Dr. Walker. Without it, chaos reigns. I will not allow your reckless dreams to dismantle all that we've built." The clash of ideologies echoed in the ancient hall, where every carved symbol seemed to bear witness to a struggle as old as time. In that charged space, futuristic projectiles and beams of energy met ancient forces awakened from centuries of slumber. Ethan's allies deployed a dazzling array of countermeasures, plasma shields interwoven with sigils of power, drones that dispersed bursts of light, and energy disruptors calibrated to resonate with the elder frequencies. The battle was a mesmerizing dance, vibrant flashes of modern technology intermingled with the slow, deliberate pulse of ancient power. As combat raged, the physical confrontation between Ethan and Donovan reached its zenith. Amid scattered rubble and arcs of lingering light, they circled each other, their expressions reflecting the weight of their convictions. Each strike, each parry, was imbued not only with martial prowess but with the ideological fervor of their respective visions. In the midst of the clamor, a lingering moment of silence fell, a breathless pause where the future of humanity hung in the balance. Around them, the very fabric of the elder site seemed to react. The walls shimmered with a light that transcended time, revealing hidden inscriptions that glowed with a warm, inviting luminescence. The ancient energy coursing through the structure lent Ethan's words an almost tangible force, as if the building itself was rallying behind his declaration of a boundless human spirit. In that critical moment, the battle was no longer just a fight between two men. It was the manifestation of a cosmic tug-of-war between the stifling chains of the past and the untamed promise of the future. Every explosion of light, every tremor in the ancient stone underscored the irreversible shift that was sweeping across the stars. The old order, with its rigid doctrines and unforgiving rules, was beginning to crumble before the overwhelming power of human potential. As the chaos peaked, the fate of countless worlds and the very essence of what it meant to be human converged in that ancient hall. With his heart pounding in synchrony with the rhythmic pulse of awakened power, Ethan knew that this final stand was not merely about victory or defeat. It was a declaration that the future belonged to those brave enough to believe in the unstoppable force of humanity. In the quiet aftermath of conflict, as the ancient battleground slowly healed beneath the vast awakening cosmos, a new era began to unfurl. The sacred elder site, once a silent relic of forgotten times, now pulsed with a radiant glow, a living symbol of humanity's triumphant spirit. Ethan Walker stood amidst the ruins, his eyes reflecting the soft luminescence of ancient power reborn. Every stone, every carved symbol, shimmered with a gentle promise. The prophecies were no longer whispers of myth, but the undeniable pulse of a transformed future. Across distant starports and once stagnant megacities, society stirred with newfound hope. The oppressive structures of the old order, which had long clung to doubt and rigid control, began to crumble beneath the unstoppable tide of change. People gathered in open plazas, where holographic displays intertwined with natural starlight, heralding a dawn that celebrated both ancient wisdom and modern ingenuity. In every corner of the galaxy, voices once silenced by skepticism now rose in vibrant chorus, proclaiming that the true power of humanity lay in its boundless ability to evolve. At the heart of a bustling assembly on a rejuvenated orbital platform, Ethan addressed a sea of faces. His voice, soft yet unwavering, carried the weight of sacrifices made and the promise of a future reimagined. Today, he declared, we stand united at the threshold of an era where our potential is limitless. The truth that the elders foresaw has ignited a spark in us, a spark that no force can extinguish. We have shattered the chains of disbelief, and now our destiny is ours to mold. Around him, scientists, Explorers and ordinary citizens exchanged determined glances, their collective resolve etching the blueprint for a society reborn in hope. In a quiet alcove of the transformed site, Ethan and a circle of trusted allies reflected on the journey that had brought them here. They recalled the tumult of battle, the fierce ideological clashes, and the cosmic signs that had punctuated their path. Their conversation, laced with both joy and solemnity, acknowledged the cost of progress and the responsibility to nurture this new dawn. "Our journey has redefined what it means to be human," one ally murmured, while Ethan added, "It is now our duty to carry this light forward, to ensure that every heart dares to dream beyond what was once deemed impossible." Outside, the horizon blazed with the first rays of a celestial sunrise, a tapestry of vivid colors sweeping across the void, promising renewal and infinite possibility. The sky, once a canvas of uncertain chaos, now bore the unmistakable signature of transformation. It was a breathtaking vista, where the glow of nascent stars mingled with the lingering aura of ancient prophecies, creating a scene that whispered of endless horizons and the enduring strength of human resolve. In that transcendent moment, as the universe bore witness to a collective rebirth, the unstoppable nature of humanity was etched into the very fabric of existence. The Elder's truth, once dismissed and obscured by doubt, now shone like a beacon guiding the way forward. A future filled with wonder, courage, and boundless potential stretched out before them, a future where the human spirit, unyielding and eternal, would forever illuminate the path through the cosmos.